Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we're going to check out some repaints that I've just, well, I guess they're not really repaints. They're just paint jobs, but we'll call them repaints anyway. There are some paint jobs that I just finished for a good friend of mine who had sent over some Rod's Random Work models to get painted up for him from me, and I thought that they were really cool. There was a bunch of them here that I had just finished painting, and I wanted to kind of show them off to you guys and let you guys see what I've been working on. Now, one thing, if you can recall, I did actually review some of Rod's random work before, as I had reviewed his Compsognathus, and he had kind of like an exaggerated, really fun Compy that he had released of a much larger size than the one that you're about to see. I also have painted these ones now again for my friend, and these are a really small Compsognathus that he has available. So all of these models that you see here, besides these Compys actually, as I don't have any of these, but most of the models you'll see here I actually do have to paint up for myself, and I will be reviewing them, giving them a full review. But since I had these guys here, I just really wanted to show you, what they can look like as far as applying some paint and just how cool they can actually look. And I thought these Compys were fantastic as far as the overall sculpt goes. It really looks beautiful as far as a JP, or a Lost World Jurassic Park style Compsognathus. And there's actually quite a few of these, as he has a few different variations as far as poses go. So you can see this one's kind of like in an upward stance, but just looking absolutely beautiful, just like the initial Compy did, really looking again like a Lost World style Compsognathus goes. And then we've got yet another kind of a standing up tall type of a version, and I did paint some of them to sort of resemble like a male, and then some to kind of resemble a female. And now that's quite a few of these kind of upward stanced versions that we've pulled out here. We do have, again, some others, but that looks really cool. The actual sculpt, it's so small, you can see it in my hand. It's impressive just how small it is, but it's beautiful for sure. So here's another kind of the regular standing version, which also looks absolutely beautiful as far as the sculpt goes. And I don't know how good my paintwork turned out on them. They're so small, so they're, trickier to paint than some, but still not hard at the same time. They're still really fun to paint because of the fact that they're small. You don't have to use that much paint or anything, and it doesn't take all that much time unless you are like me and you try to get them as detailed as possible. Then they do tend to take a little bit longer, but we have even more of this little Compy squad here. As you can see, yet another beautiful looking Compsognathus, and then yet another one. So we have even more Compys in this little Compy pack. So as you can tell, my buddy is definitely going to have an entire pack of Compys in his collection. And he's actually the one that I had painted the previous Compys for as well. But you can see again, the final Compy is fantastic. So we've got an entire swarm of Compys down there that are, again, Rod's Random Work models, and I think they are fantastic for sure. And then we've got some more models here again that I have just finished painting for my good buddy. This one is obviously the baby Stegosaurus, and I felt like it looked pretty good with those Lost World colors on it. Of course, this is the color scheme that he had personally chosen. Each of these models were painted at his request as far as what he wanted on them, and they look so awesome with paint on them. Once they're actually fully painted up, again, they look incredibly lifelike and just gorgeous overall. Then we have the Sinoceratops, but my buddy had actually requested me to paint it up kind of like the Nasutoceratops from Mattel, so I gave it sort of that Nasutoceratops style paint scheme, and it actually looks really neat. Even if it is a Sinoceratops, it looks really cool with the Nasutoceratops paintwork on it, and it'll definitely make a fun buddy as far as like a baby, sort of a Nasutoceratops. I guess that's the goal as far as this one goes, and it definitely will make a really cool and very fun baby for the Nasutoceratops. And then we have the Brachiosaurus, and at this point you could probably tell that we're just kind of running through the herbivores first. I gave this one sort of a Jurassic Park style paint scheme as far as what potentially we could have seen on a baby Brachiosaurus in Jurassic Park had we actually seen one. And again, the detailing aspect is just gorgeous. I even gave it kind of a little extra gloss coat up here on the nostrils as the Brachiosaurus in Jurassic Park was sick, so I kind of gave this one sort of that he's got a cold type of a look, just as like sort of a throwback, but definitely a beautiful sculpt. And again, most of these I will be reviewing at some point soon, just not these specific ones, as these are going out to my buddy who I painted them for. But we also have the Sauropelta, and the Sauropelta was given, again, a paint scheme similar to the Mattel one, although I tried to give this one a little bit more of a realistic look. I think this one he just kind of said, go ahead and give it a paint job however you would like, so I sort of based it off of the Mattel version, but again, giving it a little bit more of a realistic, lifelike type of a look, and I felt like it turned out great, but that was probably mostly due to the fact that Rod's sculpt is so good. And then the final herbivore we have is the Parasaurolophus, and look at how beautiful his baby Parasaurolophus is. It is just super, super cute, and with the JP style paint scheme on it, I think it just looks great overall. Another really cool looking baby dinosaur from Rod's Random Work, but the detailing aspect of these is just so good. Definitely a recommendation of picking some of these up for sure. Then we have the Velociraptor, so we are now headed into the Predator area, and I gave this one a Jurassic Park style paint scheme, as opposed to, the Jurassic World style blue paint scheme that we most often see on baby raptors. I felt like a Jurassic Park paint scheme on this one would be something a little different, and I believe that is exactly what he had asked for as well, so I felt like he turned out pretty darn fun also. And then the Tyrannosaurus Rex, this is the paint scheme that he had asked for. I also felt like he turned out pretty cool, very different than your average Jurassic Park style Tyrannosaurus, but again, he looks pretty fun overall, and a little bit of a flashy color scheme as far as what we have here on this one, but still an absolutely gorgeous model that the paint just looks so nice on. Then we've got the Dilophosaurus, so of course we can tell that I went with the Jurassic Park style Dilophosaurus paint scheme on this guy, and he turned out really, really nicely. I feel like I tried to give it, at the same time, a lot of these I gave kind of like a hatchling type of a look as opposed to an adult look, because of course they are babies, so I didn't want them to look just like straight up adults. And this one you can definitely see, especially in the frill, I sort of tried to give it like a less flashy look because it's still young. It's not a fully grown Dilophosaurus, but another really beautiful model from Rod's Random Work that is just so nice it almost paints itself. And then he had requested for the Carnotaurus to give it a Demon Carnotaurus type of a paint job, and I as well thought that that one turned out really nicely. Like, it actually looks exceptionally cool with that Demon Carno paint scheme on it, and I even tried to give it the JP logo over here on the leg like we see on the Demon Carnotaurus from Kenner, but an absolutely gorgeous sculpt, yet again, as always when it comes to Rod's work, but it looks super, super nice now with actual paint application on it. And the final is the Spinosaurus, and of course I gave this one a JP3 style paint scheme, but at the same time with more of a hatchling type of a look, and I felt that it also turned out really quite nice, pretty realistic looking for the most part as far as what I've applied to it. I think so anyway. So another absolutely beautiful model from Rod's Random Work. So these are all of the models that I just recently finished for my good buddy from Rod's Random Work. Again, he has a plethora of incredible sculpts that he has either already made or is still in the process of working on. A very talented artist overall, and I'd like to hope that you can tell that just by looking at these incredible models that we have right here. Again, make sure you check out Rod's Random Work, as I will include links in the description to where you can do that, as well as his Etsy store where you can purchase some of his models when they are up and ready to go. Definitely some beautiful stuff, all really cool Jurassic Park inspired models that he has that you can see right here before you. All incredibly well sculpted and again painted by me. So in the comments section, let me know, guys, what you think of the paint jobs, which one was your favorite, and also make sure that you pick up some of these beautiful models from Rod's Random Work, and make sure you also like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.